What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally X gameplay video for you guys today, and today we are going to check ourselves out some Red Dead Redemption. Now, it played pretty well on the Steam Deck. We couldn't quite hit a constant 60, at least down high, but with as much CPU bottleneck as it had, I didn't really see the point in trying FSR or lowering the settings. It would probably just either be the same or possibly even worse, all while looking a lot worse, so no point in that. But on this device, we will try our usual 1080p with everything on high, just like on the Steam Deck, and if it can do that, cool, we'll just get some gameplay. But if it's dropping down into the 30s or whatever, oh, then we're going to do what we usually do. And we're gonna do 900p medium, and then we'll try 720p low as well. So let's not waste any more time, and let's get ourselves into that game.
All right, here's the settings we're gonna run. 1080p. It says custom, but it's high settings with like a couple things I messed with. I pumped up the anisotropic to 16 because, I mean, that takes almost no FPS difference. You might as well just max it out. But that's probably reserved for the ultra settings. That's probably why it's like that. But anyway, why don't we hop on into the game and we'll see how this guy does. All right, here we are.
Well, you're alive.
In the game. So let's see what it does FPS-wise. It's not so bad here. But once we get out into the town, I'm kind of like, whoa, what the hell happened? Even here it goes into the 40s.
Stupid is the word we use.
And I was like, oh, wow. I was only expecting it to be a teeny tiny bit slower than the Steam Deck. Like, usually it's only a frame or two behind it, even though I'm doing, 1080p versus 720. But they're both high presets, basically.
Good. It cost us $15.
But whatever. I guess we'll just wait till we get to the end and then I'll try out, all high settings in 720 and see what it can do. Then it'll be apples to apples instead of apples to oranges.
Straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county to die, Mr.
Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
So what were you doing?
Just trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. A long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
But yeah, this is still completely playable, but in some spots it's a lot farther behind the Steam Deck than I thought. Right now it's about where I expected. I figured it was going to be like low 50s. Maybe down to like 49, but not down to 35, 36, Still playable, but if it's going to get this low, I'm sure there's spots that's going to drop under 30 here and there. And the GPU isn't even, hitting its maximum clocks. Well, actually, no, sometimes it does. But a lot of times, since it's only sitting at 75% usage, it seems like it can go down to 800 sometimes, too. Because it can't use 100% of itself. Probably because of some form of CPU bottleneck, I would assume. That's usually what happens when this happens, unless it's some bug with the game. But again, still playable for like 99% of people. Not everybody is a crazy FPS snob like me. Me, I like my 60 plus, but I can at least tolerate, 30s to 40s on these handhelds. But again, that is just me. All right, let's walk up in front of this house, and then let's tone everything down to medium at 900p and see what goes on. If I'm right about CPU bottlenecks, the frames won't really change, especially in the CPU bottlenecky areas. We might get some extra FPS in certain areas, though. So now we're going to try 900p. And we're at medium preset. Again, I just messed with a couple things like the anisotropic level and turned motion blur back off. Other than that, though, it's the medium settings. So now let's get ourselves back to the game. Well, now here we go. 900p medium settings. And yeah, we definitely get some more FPS in certain areas, but let's just run through that town again. And we're still in the same like 40 FPS here. I wonder, will we hit the same 30, 35 FPS? Heck, I even think we hit 30 down towards this other house down here. But let's just go see. Maybe that was just a one-time dealio thing. But we're still sitting in the 70 percentile for GPU usage, so I'm assuming it didn't really help much. But in a lot of areas, it seems like dead on like what it was getting before, so. But we'll go back down to this house down here, turn around, and then we'll go do what we're supposed to do, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, we're not dropping down to 30 over here anyway. So far. I guess I shouldn't say that yet, but... no, more in the 40s than in the 30s. See, this is more of what I was expecting for the 1080p high settings. Like maybe drop down to the high 40s. But no. All right, let's go in this house.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle. There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
Okay, let's see if you can still ride a horse. Come on, then. I'll show you around the property.
Come on!
To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better.
Well, looks like we're going down the tracks here. Well, at least no train came. That would have been pretty funny, like right in the middle of our little, hey, look at this barn anyway. Oh, shit, he got killed by a train.
Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl.
Well, at least most of the time this is like a 60+ experience. 'experience. 'All right, now for 720p, low settings. And alright, let's get ourselves back into the game and let's see how it does now. Well, now here we go. Let's get ourselves some 720p gameplay. And yeah, we're still not going to be able to stay around 60 or over 60. We'll stay around 60 plus, but in towns, I think we're still going to drop under 60 here and there. But funny enough, with it on 720p low, it's acting a lot more like the Steam Deck. I think when we do the camera recorder portion, I'm going to put everything on high real quick. But at 720p just to see, you know, an exact comparison to the Steam Deck. I'm just curious, because it seems like this thing's underperforming a little bit. And I made sure earlier that it, like, super resolution isn't turned on. No, there's no bullshit limiters. It's not like at like 10 watts or something like that. I mean, you can see that just by looking at it. But still.
Remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do.
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Ready, Mr. Marston? Let's mount up and control the ranch. Let's go. Keep your eyes open and try not to get yourself shot again. Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team. I don't believe it. Those damn rabbits are back. Give me a hand with them, will you? Come on, then. It's time to put that bloodlust of yours to good use.
Hey, fuck you, rabbit. Stop eating her crops.
Good shot.
Jesus, there's a lot of them. Look at them all.
You're a good shot, Mr. Marston. Them rabbits didn't stand a chance.
No, they sure didn't.
Get back on the horses and see what else is going on. Let's get going. We've still got plenty of ground to cover. If it's not the rustlers
All right,
stealing
what
our
will
cattle,
happen
it's
next?
The rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Damn coyotes are back! We can't afford to lose any more livestock. Kill them, Mr. Marston.
Go!
Come on, boys. Good shooting.
Take that, coyote. Where's the other one? Die. Oh, missed.
Bullseye.
Got him that time.
They're going after
Oh shit, they're going after the chickens? Where are the chickens? I guess I'll follow her. No chickens for you. Hey. Fuck. I got all like stuck. Damn it.
damn coyotes.
Well, that sucks. They got a bunch of chickens.
Just a shame we had
If I hadn't gotten stuck in a wall.
Come on.
Oh well, that was my own fault for going too fast. Alright though.
No, you can
I'd say
actually
this is a
handle
great
a rifle.
opportunity to go move on to camera.
Well, real quickly, I just wanted to go and just copy the Steam Deck settings because I wanted to see if it would run at that. So we're going to play at 720p with nothing getting in the way. I put it to high settings and copied the exact settings we had on the Steam Deck. And I just want to see how it does in comparison. Now, the Steam Deck couldn't hit a constant 60 everywhere either. It dropped down in like the low 50s here and there. So I'm curious how this thing will do. Will it just match it and that's just the way the game's going to be? Or what? I guess we'll have to go hop into the game and find out. Well, alright, here we are back in the game, and Obviously, this is a different spot than we were at in the Steam Deck, but yeah, we're getting worse FPS than the Steam Deck was.
This is you, Mr.
That thing was like dropping down to like maybe 52, I think was the lowest I saw it go. Oops, I forgot to hitch my horse. Alright, you can hitch it off the horse. That's at least good.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you.
But yeah, that's kind of disappointing. I was not expecting it to perform, like, worse. I mean, unless the Steam Deck also would have done that, maybe it's matching the Steam Deck's performance. Oh. I forgot to mute my phone. And there's spam calling. Let's go ahead and mute that. Alright. Let's see, am I centered? There we go. And yeah, we don't have any super resolution on or anything, so it's not like this is trying to play at 1440p or anything like that. Although just for fun, let's try turning it on. Maybe it's stuck on. Alright, no, it doesn't really appear to do anything. So we'll just turn that back off. I just wanted to make sure, because I've played games where that was on before and then it gets worse FPS. Because it's like you're trying to play at 1080p and it's really trying to play at 1440p. And this is still playable, don't get me wrong. I was just a little disappointed. I figured this thing would be able to get a 60 plus experience. Both on the Steam Deck and on this, but it appears that the way they made this port, that is not going to happen. I'm willing to bet I can actually get, like, better performance out of both GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So don't get me wrong, I'm excited to play this port and all that, but so far it looks like they kind of didn't try very hard. They were just like, hey, we like money. I bet if we make that PC port, finally a bunch of PC guys will buy it. Yeah, let's do it. But we don't want to work very hard. What do you say? Do you want to just port the Switch port over and basically just leave it at that? Yeah, sounds good. Alright. I mean, I don't know if that's really what they did, but it sure seems like it. Super CPU bottlenecked, but I mean, I guess if this was the Switch version, that thing's CPU is like worse than a potato. And that game probably runs at below low settings at 30 FPS. But yeah, this is just sad. 40 FPS. At least with the same settings as the Steam Deck. Now we could obviously go and, let's just do that live actually. Hopefully I'll remember to, let's just put it back down to low. Then we'll go turn, the anisotropic back to 16, because that actually doesn't do like anything for your FPS, and we don't want that. So, now let's see what kind of FPS we get. So if we just play on low, seems like we can get like a 60 plus FPS experience on this thing. So this thing seems to hate some of this, like graphic settings. And we're not trying to play at 1080p, we're still at 720, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you gotta play at lower FPS, or lower graphic settings than on the Steam Deck, if you want decent FPS. And it's still gonna drop under 60 here and there too, I'm sure. But hey, even on everything on low, on this tiny ass little screen, the game still looks basically almost the same to me personally. I mean, I could probably tell a difference if I had it like closer to my face, but from all the way back here, and this isn't really too far away from how a person normally uses one of these either. What does it want me to do in here again? Am I supposed to just rest? There we go. Now I'm in my gentleman's attire. Oh, that's not what I was supposed to do?
Yeah, I guess that's just telling me my house is here. I figured that was the next place to go. Huh. That's a little lame. I kind of wanted to continue with the story and whatnot, but now I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Guess we can go over to the B and see. That's probably another quest. It just hadn't popped stuff up yet. I get it. I was sitting there probably still basically treating it like a tutorial, being like, hey, this is all the stuff you're going to be able to do. Oh, nope, I can't. Alright, what do we got over here?
Sorry, partner. Follow Charlie. He's a good one to sniff out trouble. Stay close to Charlie.
Alright though, I think that's probably good for camera recorded gameplay. So why don't we go wrap this video on up?
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Red Dead Redemption on the Asus Ally X. And while it was still playable, I was a little disappointed in its performance. With copying the exact settings as the Steam Deck, it was getting like 10 FPS less in some spots. We were dropping down into the 40s. I don't think we ever dropped into the 40s on the Steam Deck even once, even at 720p high setting. So it looks like on this one, if you want to stay like around 60 FPS, maybe up to 70, 80, you gotta go with 720p and everything on low. And there's so much CPU bottleneck. I mean, you could try FSR out, but I don't think it's really gonna help you out very much. That's why I didn't bother trying. I mean, heck, I was even watching, just going through the graphics settings. In a lot of spots, any spot that had a CPU bottleneck, we didn't really get any more FPS. It wasn't until we put it all the way down to 720p that we finally were like right at about 60 FPS. So there must be one or two settings there somewhere that the CPU hates, or that maybe even the GPU hates. And you just gotta figure out what those are, and then you seem to be able to get like around 60 FPS with this thing. And you might even be able to turn the resolution up a little. I mean, turning the resolution up a little should, in theory, I mean, if everything's being sensical here, should lower the CPU bottleneck. That's how it works in most games anyway, but that is just most games. Not all games are equal. But like I said, all the settings were playable. We never dropped under 30 to my knowledge. I think the lowest I saw was like 32 when we were at 1080p high setting. So there might be some spots that drop down to like 27 or 26 here and there, but I still think even that would be playable for like 90% of the people that, you know, play on these things. Most people on these do not care about 60 plus all the time. They realize these systems cannot give you, you know, what a desktop or a high-powered laptop can do. So you gotta settle and make some dues. It's all good. As far as I'm concerned, it's still a pleasant experience to game on. Would I like 60 plus all the time? Hell yeah. Do I think they could have done a little better on the port? Absolutely. Is it a little overpriced? You bet your ass it is. But in any case, that is all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.